Hello, everybody. So we're going to cover ArcGIS, or a interactive map system that Waxhaw and many other municipalities do offer online. These are typically interactive maps that utilize parcel information, tax information, satellite imagery, and you normally can zoom in and out. You can see different information about certain parcels, but these are typically pretty interactive. And most county or local governments offer this sort of thing. And this is a requirement that we'll take a look at electronic mapping tools, locate, pinpoint services, landmarks in your community, and then we're going to talk about how to utilize measuring tools and maybe walking, driving, biking on that map. So first off, we want to find where our city hall is. So here in Waxhaw, that address is 4218 Waxhaw Marvin Road. So what we're going to do is we're going to pinpoint a couple locations. So on this interactive map, as an example, we can create some landmarks. So what we'll do is we'll search for the address, and there it is. We'll go ahead and make this one just a circle's fine, and we'll mark that on our map. Okay. So then the next one we're going to use is the Waxhaw Fire Department at 3500 Waxhaw Parkway, and let's do red sun. All right. Next, we will do the Waxhaw Police Department, 3620 Providence Road. Let's do a blue one, like a badge. It's a good idea to know where the hospital is. So Atrium is at 2700 Providence Road. Let's do one of these. Playgrounds, parks, recreational areas. So David G. Barnes Children's Park, which is downtown. The Carolina Thread Trail, which everyone is probably familiar with. There at Nesbitt Park. And of course, we'll do a Museum of the Waxhaws. Waxhaw Highway. Diamond. And I don't think we marked the Legion, which is right here. Let's go ahead and mark that one as well. All right. So we have sort of our layout. If we can zoom out, you can see a couple different place markers. So again, the police department was that blue. Zoom out. You can see really the interactive part of this has a multitude of colors. These all mean something differently. So, and every one of these ArcGIS layers is really what those colors are called. You can zoom in. You can change maybe what you want to look at. So parcels, transportation. You know, there's railroads disappearing. Maybe zoning districts, public parklands, subdivisions, or even just the town limits. Okay, so, and you can see on this, selecting these will let you see them or take them away. Okay, so the requirement is that we will take a look and measure how far it is from certain locations. So for the requirement, let's go ahead and say that the Legion is our home, right? I understand no one lives there, but it is a common area that most of you all are familiar with. So we can see here, I think this was the Museum of the Waxhaws. Right down the road is the Legion Hall. So I did mention that it displays the parcel information. So if I click on it, First Baptist Church. Okay, so actually this is the Legion right here, which is no problem. We'll just move it over here and we'll click on that and it should give us the information. Okay, great. American Legion, Post 208. It does have some information, its address, maybe the parcel size, who owns it, just some basic information, tax information, deed information. But we want to take a look and see how far this is from certain locations. Okay, so let's say you're at the Legion and you wanted to, let's say, go to the park. So there's a measuring tool in most of these interactive maps. And so we'll click on measure up here, and you have a couple different options. Start by measuring from one location, or if you wanted to do multiple locations, you could pinpoint those. But what we're going to do is we're going to just pinpoint the Legion Hall, and you can draw a straight line. So if you draw a straight line, you can see it's 818 meters. But if you go with a unit that probably you're more familiar with, like miles, now we can see that the way the bird flies, it's roughly half a mile, 0.5 miles, okay? However, if you wanted to figure out how far it is to walk or drive, we'll click on that, and you're sort of making almost like you would on a trail, waypoints, okay? So we're sort of dragging it, we're clicking along. All right, so to this park, it is, again, we'll go over here to miles, and it's right at 0.59 miles, so 0.6 miles, okay? Now let's measure to a different location. Let's see here. The animal hospital, we can go from there. So again, we'll select the measure tool. We'll select our starting location, and it's really the route that you'd want to take. That's up to you. Animal hospital says, again, we got to select miles, and it appears it's 1.5 miles. If you wanted to make a second stop to the police department, it would be 2.25 miles, so 2.25 miles. All right. Let's see. How about the after the police department, we will head over to the trailhead, the Carolina Thread Trail, through Prescott, up Waxhaw Marvin Road. And as you zoom in, the fidelity gets better. So you can see over here, this is Kensington Elementary. So right behind Kensington. If you remember, you go through this intersection, you come down here, you drive past the school, and might have to zoom out to see what the mileage is. It's kind of hidden underneath the oaks on Providence right there, so it's 4.11 miles. All right, so whether that's driving or walking, where this would get interesting is if you were to want to map a trail. So let's say you wanted to map, the Carolina Thread Trail. There might be a layer for that, depending on what type of map you're using. Let's see if there is something. Maybe a satellite view would be helpful. I don't see one here necessarily, but Google Maps, as an example, is going to utilize the same type of overlay. and you'd be able to click through. So if you wanted to make your own trail or look at the Carolina Thread Trail to map from, the trailhead here travels through Millbridge, and then through Walnut Creek here on the South Carolina side. You'd be able to utilize that, but it's the same type of mapping software. ArcGIS is fairly common. So hopefully this was helpful, and you'll be able to utilize this as a tool, whether you're trying to figure out maps, driving, walking, biking, or even hiking.